Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Untuk mata kuliah Teyl, saya akan menjelaskan beberapa hal yang mungkin kaitannya dengan awal-awal saja ya, bagaimana karakteristik dari pembelajar pada usia dini, yaitu usia di young learners, itu mungkin I need to concern about that thing. So today I'd like to explain and discuss several important things or items or points dealing with English for young learners. I use the PPT PowerPoint presentation from STKIP Siliwangi, Bandung. Yeah. In this occasion, I won't talk about everything in one discussion, in one time discussion, but a bit about talking several main things that you should know when you are making a simulation of a game. Yeah. Slattery and Willis, 2005, propose a term of teaching English to very young learners, to children under 7. So means that children under 7 means children who are having a PAUD, a PAUD level in this case. Because when a child enters elementary school, he or she is supposed to be in the age of 7. Teaching English to young learners, children between 7 to 12, means that this is the age when children in elementary school. Yeah. Pinter, 2006, older learners, children at junior and senior high school, which is in SMP or in SMA, and adult learners, students at university level or above secondary school. Yeah. Factors influencing successful in language learning. It is based on Brewster, Alice, Gerard, 2003. The first thing is about motivation. Yeah, motivation is very crucial and very basic, which is coming from the inside of our heart. Yeah, it is really difficult actually to motivate others to be successful in language learning. But as a teacher, you should have this kind of motivation from your inner heart. Yeah, I mean, before you motivate others, make sure that you have your own motivation, your own high motivation. Next, the willing to make mistakes. This is a very good factors that should be underlined in influencing successful in language learning. Making mistakes doesn't mean that we make such a full thing, yeah, not that way, not that kind of things. Making mistakes mean that we are aware with what we are doing actually. So that's why it is very important for a student or even for a teacher to be brave, even braver in making mistakes, of course. If your student makes such kind of mistakes, of course, as a teacher, you should be aware. Why does he make a mistake? And how will you do with that kind of mistakes? Yeah. So it's very important again to see something from a different point of view. Next, good at guessing. Like we are playing a guessing game, we are guessing something. Yeah. So in Making good or successful in language learning, good at guessing should be also highlighted ya. Jadi harus pintar dalam menebak. Next yaitu making accurate prediction. After you are good at guessing, of course you should be good at making accurate prediction. It doesn't mean whether your prediction or your guessing wrong, yeah. It doesn't matter. It's only kind of guessing. It should be right or wrong. Yeah. Teaching English to young learners means that it should be child-centered learning. What does it mean, ma'am? Based on poll 2003, before demonstrating to your children, yeah, you have to do these several things. The first is noticing, means that you have to notice your students as your child, as your children, yeah. Challenging or taking a risk, yes, kita harus mengambil resiko. Playing means that whatever the things that you give to your student, it should be playing based. I mean that do not ever ask your students to think hard, but ask them to play with their imagination, with their with their studying time. So later on, your students will not be very you will not be very heavy with their burden to learn a thing, yeah, something new. Succeeding, yeah. Succeeding means that it should be succeed. And the linking or the internalization. But from these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 things, it doesn't matter if you only focus on several things, because the conditions of students are different. You know better your students, yeah? What can go wrong? We do not give the children space to notice. Yes, they do what we want them. They do what we want them to do. Don't be don't be afraid, or don't be really, do not expect a thing that you push your students to do what you have taught to them, yeah, but rather they have their own space to do what you want them to do. Make them such a freedom to do whatever they want to do. Your job as a teacher, only noticing what is actually done by your student, yeah. They do not try for themselves. Yeah, it can go wrong. They do not try it for themselves. It's really dangerous time, because they will not grow as they have to grow. They do not experiment enough. For example, I told you many times, if you ask them to play a game, make sure that your game is full of experiment. It's full of apa ya? Penuh dengan imagination, penuh dengan hal-hal di dalamnya your students trying something new. Nah, itu yang penting. They are unsuccessful and they do not make links. Ya. Jadi ini kebalikannya dari yang what has already Paul said, ya. Tuh. Nah, this is the misconceptions in teaching approach to young learners. Actually, children have their own culture and learning preferences. They learn by way of physical activities that embedded in their life. They have a relatively short attention span, yeah, and they learn with the motive of meeting immediate goals. So what is bolded here, what is being bold here is children have their own culture and learning preferences. I agree with this. It links with yeah, they can experiment whatever they want to do. Sometimes they do not want to do what the teacher wants to have them to do something, because they have their own culture, they have their own preferences. We cannot expect, or we cannot push, we cannot think, we cannot ask them to be what is actually they have to be like we want to. Yeah, that's a mistake. Okay, maybe it's only a brief discussion or explanation for this meeting. Later, for the next meeting, I'm going to explain the rest of the slides. Yeah. So have a nice day. I end the meeting by saying thank you so much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.